Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday 5 Live. We're back for another installment. These Mondays come around so fast. Okay, the title of my talk today is "The Shit Has Hit the Fan and My Plan of Attack." And yes, the shit has hit the fan in our family. Not in a really bad way, but enough to just throw us off course a little bit. But this is for anyone who has anything like this come up, and I'm going to share with you my approach to dealing with things when they go wrong. So a bit of background about what's happened is I went away on my own for a weekend. I took off on Friday afternoon and came back yesterday lunchtime. And the whole purpose of that was because I just wanted to recharge. I just wanted to just be on my own, just relax. You know, didn't want to cook, didn't want to clean, didn't want to have all these questions to answer from my kids. And it was because I had a really busy few months, particularly around writing our book. So that's something I'd never done before, and I decided to go and do it, and I absolutely loved it. And then just after I got home yesterday, I got a phone call from my husband, Steve, and he was on his way home in the car, and he'd been playing cricket, and he had ruptured his Achilles tendon. He wasn't sure what it was at that point. He knew it was something to do with his Achilles, but he didn't know how bad it was. So he got home, he managed to drive himself home. I took him to A&E, and he was there for a number of hours, and yes, the diagnosis was a ruptured Achilles. So he's now in a cast, and he's on crutches, which means that our family routine has been thrown out a little bit. And the whole reason I'm going to talk about this today is because when someone else falls over or gets sick, the natural response is to start putting all your focus onto that person and making sure that they're okay and that they've got everything they need. And it's really easy to forget that you actually need to put yourself at the top of the list so that you have the capacity to help that person as best as you can. So the key message here is, if you become the carer for somebody, or somebody is relying on you to take over some of what they normally do, like for example, I'm now going to be taking Steve to run his fitness classes, 3 times a day, driving him there and back, all that sort of stuff. If you are in that position, there's a few things that you need to really think about. The first one is you've got to be more organised, obviously, because now you have an additional workload. Hello, Kylie. Hello, Ruth. Thanks for tuning in. So yes, organisation, because all of a sudden you are now responsible for another person, and doing things for that person who maybe is immobile or can't do whatever they need to normally do. And you also must have patience around that, because suddenly you have a whole lot more demands on your time and your energy. And in order for you to do both of these things well, to be organised and to have patience, you must put yourself as a priority. You must look after yourself. So these are the main things that you need to focus on when you become the carer for somebody. And instead of putting all your focus onto that person, which is natural, you must make sure that you are putting that focus on yourself first, so that you can then look after that other person the best way you can. The first thing you need to concentrate on is getting enough sleep. So if you don't get enough sleep, you are not going to have the capacity or the energy or the patience to deal with helping that person. So that might mean that you need to go to bed a little bit earlier during the time when you are having all these demands placed on you. It might be just half an hour earlier or an hour earlier every night, just to make sure that when you're getting up in the morning, you have the capacity to help that person and to deal with the extra demands on your time. The second one is nutrition. This is so important. It's important for both the person who is in recovery mode. So in terms of, for Steve, it's about, helping him heal as quickly as possible. So to do that, he needs a lot of really good food and anti-inflammatory foods. But also I need that good food too, to give me the energy and the fuel and the ability to have that, to carry that extra load. So, and this comes back to being organized. You can't cook really healthy, nutritious meals if you're not organized, especially when you've got all these other things that are now on your plate. Hey, Simon. Happy birthday, Simon. I know it, is it today? I think it might be today. I'm not sure. Thanks for watching. So yeah, good nutrition, good sleep. The other one is supplementation. And it's good to take supplements all the time anyway, especially if your diet's not great. I'm going to tell you the ones that we use the most, and this will be particularly important for Steve when he's healing. First one is vitamin B12. So vitamin B12, this is a dropper form, and this is the spray form. I actually prefer the spray, but either one's good. Better than a tablet. It's absorbed in the body more readily. Liquid zinc sulfate is another one for overall healing. Great for the central nervous system. And the other two are spirulina. You all would have heard of spirulina. It's a superfood, and also barley grass powder. So in a minute, I'm going to give you a really awesome recipe that is so fantastic. I give it to a lot of my clients. It is awesome for mental focus, mental clarity, and energy levels. So stay with me. I'm going to give it to you in a second. The other thing that you need to focus on when you become the carer for somebody is to be able to delegate. Hey, Claudine, thanks for watching. You must delegate. So for us, we've got two kids who are 11 and almost 9, and we've trained them up from a very, very young age to be really efficient around the house. So they know how to clean bathrooms, they know how to mow lawns, they know how to wash cars, and they do dishwashers and folding washing and all that sort of stuff. And we had a conversation with them last night that this is their time to really step up now, not just to help out their dad, but to help me, because I've got extra demands on me now. So if you've got young kids, they're never too young, start training them up. Once they realize that that's expected of them, the resistance becomes less and less. So we're now at a point where with our kids where we ask them to do something, and generally they will happily do it because they know that they don't have any option. So find the people in your family who you can delegate to. Don't be afraid to delegate, especially you women out there. I know what you like, because I'm one of them. We tend to want to do everything ourselves, and I don't know why, it's just a thing that we do. We think, no, I can take care of it, or I'll do it the way I want it done. I can do it the best. You got to let that go and just delegate. So give more jobs to your kids. If you've got other family members or friends who are prepared to help you, please delegate. Don't be afraid to. That's going to give you more capacity to help the person who really needs it. Okay. So just to recap, if you end up being a carer for somebody, and you end up with more things to do on your plate, more demands on your time, you must put yourself as a priority, okay? Yes, that person is also a priority, but you must look after yourself first, and that'll give you the capacity to help them the best way they can. The way that you do that is by being organized and by being patient, and to do those things, you need to look after yourself. Focus on deep, restful sleep every night as much as you can. Healthy nutrition, particularly fresh fruit and vegetables, and lots of leafy greens. If you can get lots of big salads in, which is really good and easy at this time of year, do it. For the person who's recovering and for you, to give you that energy. Supplementation, B12, zinc, spirulina, barley grass powder. Going to give you that recipe, and delegate your jobs to other people in the family. So here's the smoothie recipe. It's fantastic. I would really love you guys to try it. It's for anybody, even if you're feeling good, this will just, really, really give you a turbo boost. I call it my green monster, and when you make it, you'll understand why, because it's massive and it's green. So the ingredients are 1 banana, a handful of frozen fruit. Mango is particularly good because it makes it really, really creamy. So frozen mango, a large handful of fresh spinach. Straight from the garden is perfect. If you don't have a garden, use it from the supermarket. Give it a good wash. 1 to 2 teaspoons of spirulina. Now, when you start putting your green powders in your smoothies, when you've got lots of fruit in there, you won't even taste this. Okay, so don't worry about taste. So 1 to 2 teaspoons of spirulina, 1 to 2 teaspoons of barley grass powder, a cup of coconut water, a splash of plant-based milk. So the key thing here is stay away from dairy products because they are inflammatory. If you've got someone who's sick or is trying to recover, take them off dairy, okay? It's very inflammatory to the body and it will slow down the healing process. So when I talk about plant-based milk, I'm talking about rice milk, oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk, hemp milk. There's so many options. Splash of plant-based milk, whichever one you want. Coconut milk makes the smoothie really, really creamy, but just go easy on coconut milk because it's quite high in fat. And then you can bulk it up. If it's looking quite thick and gluggy, just put some extra water in. And you'll end up with quite a big serving of Green Monster smoothie, and you can split it, maybe half for the person who needs it, half for you, or put it in the fridge for later. I recommend that recipe to absolutely everyone, but particularly the person who's healing, and also for you if you're the carer, because that will just really give you that clarity, that focus. It'll give you the energy and the capacity to deal with the extra demands on your plate. So I hope that's been helpful. As always, I always try and share things that are happening in my universe, and hope that they are useful for other people. So I'm just going to have a look at a couple of the comments. Ruth, loving your book. Thank you so much, Ruth. I'm so pleased. That was the whole goal, was for you guys to really get some value out of it. So really pleased to hear that. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll leave it there for today. I've got someone to go and check on. All right, have a good day everyone. Catch you next week, same time, same place. Bye.